Good morning, fourth grade. Today's Friday, the 28th. Today we're going to take chapters 2 and 3 because they're fairly short. Magic Treehouse. I put your book for you to follow along in your little tote here with all of your school supplies so that you can stay nice and organized. So go ahead and find your book. Chapter 2 starts on page 6, The Monster. Don't forget to use your pointy fingers. Jack crawled into the treehouse. Wow, he said. The treehouse was filled with books. Books were everywhere. Very old books with dusty covers and new books with shiny, bright covers. Look, said Annie. You can see far away. She was peering out of the treehouse window. Jack looked out the window with her. Below were the tops of the trees. In the distance, he could see the Frog Creek Library and elementary school and the park. So you got to visualize this. They're so high up in this oak tree that they're looking down at the tops of trees. Annie pointed in the other direction. There's our house, she said. Annie was right. Jack could see their white wooden house with its green porch. In the yard next door was their neighbor's black dog, Henry. He looked very tiny. Hey, Henry, shouted Annie. Shh! We're not supposed to be up here, said Jack. Jack glanced around the treehouse again. He noticed that bookmarks were sticking out of many of the books. I wonder who owns all of these books, he said. I like this one, said Annie. She picked up a book with a castle on the cover. Here's a book about Pennsylvania, said Jack. He turned the page with the bookmark. Hey, here's a picture of Frog Creek, said Jack. It's a picture of these woods. And here's a book for you, said Annie. She held a book about dinosaurs. A blue silk bookmark was sticking out of it. Let me see, said Jack. He set his backpack down on the floor and grabbed the book from Annie. Okay, you look at that one and I'll look at the one with the castle, said Annie. No, we better not, said Jack. We don't know who these books belong to. But even as he said this, Jack was opening the dinosaur book to a place where the bookmark was. He couldn't help himself. Jack turned to a picture of an ancient flying reptile. He recognized it as a pteranodon. He touched the huge bat-like wings in the picture. Now, if you're having a hard time visualizing that, look on your cover. There's the pteranodon. Wow, whispered Jack. I wish we could go to the time of pteranodons. Jack studied the picture of the odd-looking creature soaring through the sky. Ah, screamed Annie. What, said Jack? A monster! Annie cried. She pointed out the treehouse. Stop pretending, Annie, said Jack. No, really, said Annie. Jack looked out the window. A giant creature was gliding above the treetops. It had a long, weird crest on the back of its head, a skinny beak, and huge bat-like wings. It was a real live pteranodon. The creature swooped through the sky. It looked like a glider plane. It was coming straight towards the treehouse. Get down, cried Annie. Jack and Annie crouched on the floor. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Now, if you've ever read any Magic Treehouse books, you know that that's the key words for when they're going to jump from one to another location in another time period. And so you feel free to join me in reading those parts as we read them in this book. Chapter 3. Where is here? Jack opened his eyes. Sunlight slanted through the window. The treehouse was still high up in a tree, but it wasn't the same tree. Where are we? Said Annie. She and Jack looked out the window. The pteranodon was soaring through the sky. The ground was covered with ferns and tall grasses. There was a winding stream, a sloping hill, and a volcano in the distance. I don't know where we are, said Jack. The pteranodon glided down to the base of the tree. It landed on the ground and stood very still. So what just happened to us? Said Annie. Well, said Jack, I was looking at the picture book, and you said, wow, I wish we could go to the time of the pteranodons, said Annie. Yeah, and then we saw the pteranodon in Frog Creek Woods, said Jack. Yeah, and then the wind got loud, and the treehouse started spinning, said Annie. And we landed here, said Jack. And we landed here, said Annie. So that means, said Jack. So that means what, said Annie. I don't know, said Jack. He shook his head. None of this can be real. Annie looked out the window again. But he's real, she said. He's very real. Jack looked out the window with her again. The pteranodon was standing at the base of the tree like a guard. His giant wings were spread out on either side of him. Hi, Annie shouted. Now, this is the time where I like to say, hey, predict what you think is going to happen. We know a little bit about Annie. We know a little bit about Jack. Which one do you think's going to try to make friends with the pteranodon? Which ones do you think is going to be scared to death of the pteranodon? Well, let's see if your prediction is right. Shh, said Jack, we're not supposed to be here. But where's here, said Annie. I don't know, said Jack. Hi, how are you, Annie called to the pteranodon. The creature just looked up at her. Are you nuts? He can't talk, said Jack. But maybe the book can tell us. Jack looked down at the book. He read the words under the picture. This flying reptile lived in the Cretaceous period. It vanished 65 million years ago with the dinosaurs. Now remember, as Christians, we don't believe in all this 65 million years and this Cretaceous period. And we believe that God created the earth, and it's actually not all that old. That's impossible, said Jack. We can't have gone to a time 65 million years ago. Jack, said Annie. He's nice. Nice, said Jack. Yeah, I can tell, said Annie. Let's go down to him. So if you predicted Annie was the adventurous one, you were correct. Go down, said Jack. Annie started down the rope ladder. Hey, come back, said Jack. But Annie kept going. Annie, wait, Jack called. Annie dropped to the ground. She stepped boldly up to the ancient creature. Oh, I wish we had time for chapter 4. I like to making predictions. You know, my prediction for this chapter 4 is, well, Annie gets close to the creature and, I don't know, dinosaurs. He bites her head off is my prediction. But we'll have to wait till next week to find out. Chapter 4, Henry. God bless. Have a great day.